That's my advice is to anyone else that's out there. It works. I really do believe that this program works. I'm so excited about the possibilities that I have in the future. I'm just excited. And I think, again, patience. Just be patient and trust the process.
Just trust the network, trust the process, right? It will happen. The point of jumping on the call today, what can I help you with? What is one thing that you would need my help, or like something that you need clarity or an improvement that you can suggest? How can we help you 10x this and go from here?
Programs like the growth program, because I think there's a lot of us out there, Oz. You put your program out there and we start to follow it, but it's hard for us to stay on track because we don't really know what the track is. We have an idea of what the end should be like, but we're not exactly sure about the progress as we're going towards that end. And I think the growth program and having programs like that where you put us together in small groups, so that way we can interact with each other. I know we have the Facebook page and things like that, but that's not the same as the growth program when you have videos and you're talking to people and you're looking at them and you listen to them go through some of the same pain points that you're going through. I think those are the things that are going to benefit us as a group the most, is sharing our experiences and trying to figure out ways to grow from them.
So you suggest us lean on heavily on the growth and keep structuring it, make it better and better every day, right?
Yes, I do. I mean, because I'm telling you, I was almost like dead in the water. I was working, but I wasn't sure what I was working towards. But as soon as I got in the growth program and Isabel started, giving us direction and giving us, I need this done by next week type of attitude, I didn't have that. I would look at it and be like, okay, that looks good. And then I might jump back into it next week or maybe not because I didn't understand the full benefit of it.
Yeah.
But her giving me the clarity and letting me know, listen, this works. I've done this. This is why it's going to work and this is how you make it work. And give me that type of instruction, it benefited me so much. I feel so much like when I get my contacts and things like that, as I call it like having a scratch-off ticket. And the reason I say that is because like a lot of these scratch-off tickets, you can scratch it off and there's nothing there. Or you can scratch it off and there's a huge sum there. You never know what your contacts are. So, you have to have that mentality that it just excites me. Because I like to scratch that ticket off and not knowing what's there.
I love that analogy. And on top of what makes it even better than the scratch off is that if someone is not even a good fit for what you're offering right now, they probably do know someone who is a good fit for that, right? Because people that I don't know, and I will probably never know them. But you know them. If I treat you well, you'll probably talk to them about me, right? That will open doors for everyone. So that kind of thing is like huge. Like if someone, we can't help them for whatever reason, right? We have so many different funding options, but even if sometimes you can help, it could be small. But a lot of the people, like in our community, people who funded like $500,000, $1 million, which is large for alternative lending industry, and they're collecting $20,000, $35,000 in commission, it's usually not their first deal. Someone referred them to that business and that business trusted the contact that referred them, like referring partner. And now the deal, went through easily, right? So we're building towards that big paydays, the whales. But as I always say, you can starve by chasing whales. You want to have your bread and butter, which is the smaller deals, 10,000, 20,000, 50,000, startup funding. Even if you hit those big whales every quarter, that's a big payday, right? But like I tell everyone, like you need to have proper pipeline management. Like what do you have going on right now? And the structure that we built already and we're improving growth, that's going to help people like you a lot. As a matter of fact, every year I get together with my leadership team because Cornell, you might know this, you might not know this, but BLB on the back end, we have about 30 employees, right? You probably see a couple of them, but with our leadership team, I host a 3-day meeting at my house. We get together. We talk about like good, bad, ugly, what have we accomplished, what have we fallen short on, and how can we improve it, go through the success stories, the feedback and things like that. Redesign growth came out of that last year, right? We talked about it and Isabel said, you probably know this, but she was a broker just like you. She joined BLB. She started funding deals and she came up to me and said, this is an amazing program, but we need like a clear roadmap. Like, can I build it and offer it? I'm like, absolutely. Like, yeah, if you're up to the challenge and now we're bearing the fruits of that labor and it's going to get better from this point on. So I'm glad that you're sharing the same sentiment, basically. Anything else you want to mention that comes to mind, either like a compliment to the program or like it could be a critique or anything that would help us get to the next level, because that's going to help you, obviously.
That's my advice is to anyone else that's out there. It works. I really do believe that this program works. I'm so excited about the possibilities that I have in the future. I'm just excited. And I think, again, patience. Just be patient and trust the process. Because both of these clients that I'm telling you about, they came back to me as no's. And what I mean is the first one that I got done with 7 figures actually sent me a letter, email saying, you know what, sounds great, but right now this option is not something I'm interested in. I sent them back an email saying, that's great, I understand, timing is everything. If things change in the future, reach out to me. 3 days later, I get something from 7 figures saying that they originally promised him $25,000. He ends up getting funded for $80,000, and everyone's happy. And I'm like, wow, I thought the guy was a no. But 7 figures kept working behind the scenes for me. And now the same thing seems like it's happening with the BLB network with my client that was originally declined because of the heft. They're still working the process, and I appreciate that. So
that's so important. Just trust the network, trust the process, right? It will happen. It happens all the time, Cornell. Like, you're working on a deal. People usually say, oh man, yeah, no, I'm not interested, but we still try to get an approval, because when you get an approval, people's mind changes, right? Because it's like either 80,000 or nothing. All of a sudden, someone who's not interested, like, 80,000 is a lot of money. I can find use for that. We always tell people, like you said, that's okay, but is it okay if we still work on the deal? They're like, yeah, whatever. Then we get an offer on the table 80% of the time, the sentiment changes and they're like, yeah, you know what? I think I can use that.
You're right. Money on the table definitely changes things.
For sure. Well, listen, great joining me and keep me updated on your progress. You're in good hands, obviously, with Isabel. I'm in that group. I kind of peek in and out. But yeah, looking forward to your future success so we can bring you on. We have an event coming up in April. I know we're like ways out, but if you can make it there, I would love to shake your hand and meet you in person too.
Not a problem, Miles. I plan to be there. I would have been there last month for your event, but I had a wedding to go to that was already pre-booked. I was so upset. I was in a dilemma. I was like, where do I go? But I will definitely be there in April with you guys. I can't wait for it.
Awesome, Cornell. Great meeting you, man. Take care. Best of luck.
You too. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.